Alright, I'm back at Snailbeach lead mine, as if you pronounce it that way. Last time I come up here, I realised that there was a underground tour, and I didn't have the money for it. So I've come back with some money, and hopefully they'll let me film on a tour. So we'll soon find out. But then again, the views are great. Let's film a couple you can see the archway, so you can see the archway. That might have been like a entrance or something. And an old fireplace. Oh! I filmed a majority of it last time, so I don't know, also we're alone a bit. I'll try and film it inside. If not, I'm sorry. So if I can't, I'll try and film somewhere else to fill this video up a bit. So I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, they still got that blocked off, so I'll see if it looks like people live around here, so about 10-15 minutes to waste, so how are you? Alright, good to hear. Good. So I got like 20 minutes to wait before the tour, so I'm not, because I've already seen everything above ground last time I was here, so I really don't know what to do with myself. So questions indeed. So, fuck it out. I got a bit of change on me, so like I was talking to a lad, and it's £2 for the normal underground tour, but I got lucky today because they're actually doing the full tour, so that's a £5. So that's my overtime money from work, done and dusted. I don't know. Yes, after all this, it's only I still got ages to wait yet, but I don't know what. But I'll grab a cup of tea and something to eat if I can. I got £9 on me, so I mean a £5 for a tour. So if I can get something for £4, that's a bonus. If not, I'll just wait till the end. Alright, see you in a bit. Does that help?
Too hot, I find it a lot easier since I lost the belly, you know.
Alright, thank you, Michael.
Seriously. Yeah, I was going to say, what you'll notice when you come in here, you're coming from brick arching to rock. The reason is you're coming into the hill, so obviously there's a lot more rock structure to support it. And the reason it's collapsed at the far end there is it was so shallow that it just broke out to surface. So when they reopened this, they didn't expect us to be bringing people in. So right, now as I said to you before, I've shut up my eyes, I can shut it down the shaft. More than happy if you want to shine it down the shaft, in fact. But turn away from the shaft now. You'll see. Just one of those little trips of print. That doesn't go to the full depth. This shaft has gone down over 1,000 feet. It's actually flooded from what's known as 112 yard level. As I said to you before, they decided to bring lead ore up to this point and send it out by truck rather than taking it to the surface. But also they were pumping water. Now the water drains out of an adit into the Hope Valley, and that is at the 112 yard level. So the mine below 112 yards is flooded and flooded completely. But to this day it still drains out into the Hope Valley. A place called Snailbeach, and there was the cottage right on the outside was called Waterwheels, so obviously there was a mill and all sorts there. So what you would have had, you would have had pump rods coming up and down on the side of the shaft there, and going up and down, probably 12-foot stroke, I think. Those pump rods, let's say, were pumping water only up to 112. On this side of the shaft, on the centre of the shaft, you would have had kibbles like that lifted to this height. Now that, in those, you've got the lead ore. We think there was some sort of hopper mechanism. We don't quite know, but obviously there's various holes and posts and whatever. We don't quite know how it operated, but what we think is the lead ore will be brought to this height and then tipped into hoppers and then emptied into a truck, one of those over there, and then pushed out by hand. And then taken for crushing to extract the galena. This thing, by the way, is what's known as a hand windlass, and in fact would never ever have been used in a shaft. It's used working in shallow shafts, jack rollers, sometimes known as, and that would be used in a shallow shaft. Now, working methods. Well, let's see what we're after first of all. Galena, lead ore. There you go. Nobody wants to take it out of my hand, come on. That is the galena or lead ore before it's smelted. That's what you're looking for. They worked in this mine. They worked this from about 1790s right through to about 1910. And that's the stuff they were looking for. What you actually have got, if you look at the rock, it's on a fault angle, roughly about 80 degrees. And in those faults, you would have the galena and lead ore. So what they would do, they would walk levels into that ore body and then work up and down it. They're known as stopes. Now, thank you. Up until 1910, that's what they worked. But the mine, lead price of lead fell. However, there was a secondary mineral called barytes, barium sulfate. You've heard probably of a barium meal. That's what was used. It grinds down to a very fine paste. It's inert. It's not, there's no pollutants or anything on it. And the mine worked in 1955 for barytes. It was used as a drilling mud in the North Sea, because when that's ground down, you feel the weight of it, it actually pushes the oil out of the wells. It's also used, do you remember that one in Mexico in the Bay of, where BP were hammered? We think they probably used barytes to seal the actual well. Certainly it was used at Windscale when they had a reactor crack, and they used barytes to encapsulate it. So it's got the same properties as lead without being quite as, it's inert. And you can pour it like a paste. So it's obviously, and they actually did look here, it was 56 it happened. They actually looked here if it was worth reopening to get varieties out. It wasn't. Now, you probably noticed the building alongside, 1881, compressor house. Well, basically that meant they had compressed air in this mine. This actually came from Ketley, from one of the mines in Telford. This is circa about 1930s, but they would have obviously been more primitive than this. But to drill rock, so you could actually drill and set explosives to set holes. This is what was used. Now, you probably heard on the video they were described as widowmakers. The reason was because of all the silica and stuff like that from the drill. Modern drills, of course, have a hole down the middle. And the reason, well, these are not that modern, but these drills have got water going through the centre of them. So not only do they cool the head, but all the dust and stuff is damp, so you don't get that breathing in. And of course nowadays it's face masks and all of that stuff. So, prior to 1881, bear in mind this is hard rock, all the, to set explosives, everything was done by hand. Blacksmith shop outside, they produced the steels, drills like this, for the men to work with. So, what would happen? And assuming you were driving a level, you maybe want to set 6-7 explosives around in a circle. So, what would happen is, you'd have the men, just a couple of men, maybe a young boy, working in unison. They would be paid, they worked on what was known as a tribute system. In other words, they worked on a piece rate. Well, we'll drive that tunnel so much a yard and be paid for that. Out of that, they pay for their own materials, they pay for the drill sharpening, they pay for the gunpowder and all that. It was probably a good rate of pay, but at the same time, obviously, it was competitive. So, what would happen is, right, you get the sledgehammer, and the boy's job would be to turn it, as the two men hit the sledge, hit the chisel. Accidents weren't reported, but how often, when you're swinging a sledge for 6-7 hours, how often do you miss? So I feel sorry for the lad in the middle, but anyway. So once you've got the hole, what they did, and the holes would obviously try and be 12-18 inches deep, they would then set the explosives, so they use a spatula. This is copper, not steel, because of explosives. With a spatula, you pour black powder into that and then tip it into the back of the hole. Now, you set your fuse there, or if you just set a fuse, it's a Roman candle. So you've got to pack it. So what they would do, they would push the explosive to the back. They would then get mud, or clay from the floor, or walls, push it in, and again pack it. So what you effectively got is like a shotgun cartridge. You've got your explosive at the back, and then the rest is just plug. They'd use a copper wire. For some reason, it's not very long, but it should be 18 inches long, obviously. They'd poke a hole through that bung, and then they'd set their fuses. Now, it's like a bit limp. As I said before, it's a tribute system. They were working on a piecework rate. Rather than buy fuses ready-made, they make their own. So they split these things open, straws from the field, split them open, put black powder in, reseal them, and then push it in through the hole. So you can imagine you've got 7-8 explosives, charges. Now, several things. First of all, homemade fireworks, how reliable are they? Yeah? Do all 8 explosives go off? Do they all go off at the same time? Blah, blah, blah. Again, no accident reporting. In here it's well ventilated, you've got the shaft above, hence the reason we call it day level. But you imagine, this is a blind heading, you've got all the, smoke and dust, you obviously got all the chemical reaction with the explosives, so all those things you're breathing into your lungs. Again, and do the charges go off? We don't know. But there's no accident reporting, but I can guarantee that there would have been 1 or 2 nasty things happened, and certainly, sort of some of the men here, certainly suffered with lung problems. Although if you go into the bone orchards, you see these guys lived for, forever, some of them. So it does vary so much, but then again, we all know people who've died of lung cancer in the 40s, and they see these old guys in the 90s smoking, so who knows. So all in all, it was a well-paid job, but it was also a bit, and that is hard rock mining, basically. It's a very simple process. You set charges, bang, and then you shovel stuff up and chuck it into the trucks. Obviously, if you're looking for galena, you're being paid by the load you take out. If you're looking at how far you progress along the mine level, then obviously again you're paid by the yard. Okay. Any sort of questions? I like this. You two know too much, obviously. Right, okay. Well, if everybody's happy, I'm to wander outside and I'll follow you out.
You can walk around later if you want to. Sometimes always feels noticeably cooler when you go underground.
Yep.
The temperature underground never really varies throughout the year. It's about 8 degrees and it's fairly constant throughout the year, which is why it's a good habitat for bats. We've got lots of bats roosting here in the winter. This time of year they move out and they summer roost in trees and buildings, but in the winter they hide. This is a big hibernation spot for bats. Need to put a temporary padlock on to stop anybody wandering in. After we've gone through.
Really. Oh my god. They look terrible.